right, folks, welcome back for another Fear the Walking Dead review. This time, episode 14, coming out of season 7, Divine Providence. This episode was intense. It's a lot to kind of make of this, and I was on the edge of my seat the entire time, mainly because I really didn't know the direction of what things were going to happen. Like, it seems like at any given point, I don't know. I feel like at any given point, we might have lost a major character here. This was one of those episodes that I just really was torn. But the big thing coming into this episode, I think we have to go back into last week's episode where we see Morgan sort of goes off to protect baby Mo. And that's bringing up a lot of speculation about things. And it sort of feels like a write-off, and I don't think we got sort of an answer currently right now if we see Morgan anymore this season. I don't know, but it was brought up like, hey, where's Morgan? Because we're about to take this battle into the tower. Strand wants to know where Morgan's at, and well, Morgan did exactly what he was told to do. He went somewhere where he couldn't be found to protect baby Mo. So Grace is happy about that, or I guess at peace with that, because he did exactly what she told him to do. So the Morgan thing, I'm not sure. But in this episode, as I said, now that Alicia is sort of being the leader of the troops, she's taking the fight to Strand's front door for Battle of the Tower. The thing about this episode is Strand and Alicia, what would their interaction be like? We know Strand can't be trusted, but we know that he has a weak spot for her. And that was a tug-of-war battle between the two of them and for us as the viewers, because you just don't know if Strand is just trying to pull one up on her, if she's trying to pull one up on him. Can they work together? Is it just going to be all-out war? It's really a lot to really make of it. And, you know, with Wes being in the tower, being, you know, Strand's right-hand man, where does his allegiance stay? Would he actually rejoin the side of Alicia? Is he loyal to Strand? You know, what's his ultimate plan? And we see all of that tested. It's like everybody flips sides about 3 or 4 times each in this episode. You know, whether they want to be a good guy in perception of the audience, or like, are they bad guys, you know, in terms of how the viewers view them. But, you know, everyone feels like they're very, like, noble in their actions or righteous in the things that they're doing. And I guess it's just for us to determine, like, who we also on the sides of, too. So, like, you're having a lot kind of going on here with Strand, with Alicia, with Wes. Yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. And I think the other big wild card factor in all of this is you got to remember too, there's still folks on their side in the tower, and how that may play a part going forward. Like with Ruben in particular, I think that, I mean, Daniel, played by Ruben Valdez, Daniel, remember, is still looking for his daughter, and his whole involvement into being at the tower is because they understand that he's the most valuable asset to them in order to really dictate Strand's moves. So, like, you know, he's the wild card factor here, but you also remember he's completely motivated into finding his daughter, which we all know has died in Mexico. What would that interaction be between Daniel and Strand? You know, is he going to play the game? Is he going to keep it direct with him? And how may that change everything? Because if Daniel finds out that he's been lied to, does he turn on Alicia? You know, will Wes be truthful about this? Because remember, Wes is there, and that's the ultimate reason why Wes left, is because he says, listen, if y'all can't be honest with him, Luciana obviously giving him this flat out lie and ultimatum to kind of use it towards their advantage, what is that going to do? And we know that, you know, Daniel's a straight shooter, and he's absolutely kind of brutal in this episode, shall I add as well too. So, like, there's just a lot of moving parts all happening in this episode, which is just very unpredictable. I don't think anybody's going to be ready for some of the events that occur, and we're going to see who's truly loyal to who. But it was just a great episode. I was at the edge of my seat. I was just holding my breath because I just had no clue what may happen next. You know, who may turn on who. It's a war. Bullets are flying. You know, blood will be spread. You know, shed. But like at the same time, you know, we want to hope that our favorites make it throughout this episode. But it's just one of those type of things where you just don't know, because so many different things are happening. And ultimately, you know, will they get possession of the tower? Will Strand hold strong? And where does Wes involved in all of this? What's his play? You know, will he flip again? Will he stay strong on the Strand? Will Alicia be able to protect everybody? The one thing that Wes don't think that she can do, will she prove him wrong? And, you know, Morgan. What's next for Morgan? I don't know. So a lot of things happen in this episode, and I don't think you all are going to be ready, because there is definitely some very shocking moments in it. And shocking by events, shocking by dialogue. I mean, Strand and Alicia has a moment, and it's deep. And Wes and Strand has a moment that's really deep. And Daniel has a moment that's really deep. So just, I don't know. You just gotta watch it and then come back in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about it, because it's a wild one for sure. But yeah, check it out. Episode 14, Fear the Walking Dead. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about this episode. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.